Final day of the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Championship Tournament, and it is Championship Sunday here on 360 Live. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Michael Petter, and it is my privilege to be here with you for the bronze medal game here this morning at the Pictou County Wellness Centre in beautiful Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Today's game, we've got a rematch of a game that took place back on Friday, which feels like ages ago, even though it was 46 hours ago that the puck dropped on that game, as South Shore, the Lumberjacks, took on the John Old Jim Cougars. The Lumberjacks come into this game after finishing the round robin as the number 4 seed, my apologies. The Lumberjacks were the number 4 seed with a record of 2-2. They lost. Maybe I would put that game into one of the top 5 games I've ever done, and I've done over 440 games. That game goes into the top 5 of the most exciting hockey games I have ever broadcast. That semifinal yesterday between the Gulls and the South Shore Lumberjacks. Back and forth it went until finally the Gulls came away with the 8-6 victory, putting the Lumberjacks into this morning's bronze medal game. For the Cougars, the John Old Jim Cougars out of Cape Breton, they finished with a similar, in fact an identical 2-2 record. They finished 3rd seed as a result of their better goal differential. The reason it was goal differential is because it was a 3-way tie for 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. The hometown Warewell Bombers finished on the outside looking in by virtue of the fact that their 4 points came from a record of 1-1-2, not 2-2-0. So then the next tiebreaker, because both the Cougars and the Lumberjacks finished with a record of 2-2, did not revert back to head-to-head. It went forward to goal ratio, and the edge in that one did go to the Cougars. So the Cougars finished 3rd in the round robin and ended up losing their semifinal game yesterday against the Excel Hawks. A game that was a little bit more one-sided maybe than a few people might have expected it to be, but putting it into perspective, the Cape Breton John Old Jim Cougars finished the regular season in 9th place. They were not supposed to beat the 4th-seeded Truro Bearcats in the opening round of the playoffs to determine which of those two teams would even get to this tournament this weekend. And when Truro beat the John Old Jim Cougars 3-2 in Cape Breton in the opening game of that series, it looked like the Cougars season was pretty much coming to an end. But they went to Truro, beat the higher-seeded Bearcats twice at the Rath-Eastland Community Centre on the road to earn their way here. They were here as the 6th seed coming in out of the 7 teams. Nobody, except for maybe them, had them pegged to even make the top 4, which they did. Then, of course, as mentioned, they lost that semifinal game, but for the Cougars, so much to be proud of throughout the course of this tournament, as they have played some fantastic hockey, not just in this tournament, but as mentioned, through the playoff series with Truro to even get here. And these teams still have something to play for. It is the bronze medal game. As mentioned, this is a rematch of a game that did take place in the round robin. It was an incomplete round robin, so not everybody faced everybody, but this is a rematch of a game that occurred through that round robin portion. Back Friday at noon, the John Old Jim Cape Breton Cougars defeated the South Shore Lumberjacks 5-1. It was their first victory in the tournament after dropping their opening game to Excel Physio by a score of 5-2 the previous day. So for the Cougars, this was the game that got the ball rolling for them and helped get them into these semifinals. You know that has to be a confidence boost for them. For the Lumberjacks, like I say, they finished 2-2. They finished with the 4th seed, courtesy of a slightly lower goal differential, but they had such a thrilling semifinal yesterday. Is there going to be anything left in the tank? Or is yesterday's game where they took the top team in the province, the Gulls, to the limit and then some, going to be a confidence boost for them? A lot of questions to be answered over the course of the next couple of hours. Should be an absolutely thrilling game, the first of just 2 games left to go here at this incredible fun event that we have had here at the Wellness Center through the last 4 days. And it has been my privilege, my honor, to be able to call all 18 of the games that are taking place at this event. So today we've got the Cougars, we've got the Lumberjacks playing for the bronze medal. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. The number one key has to be the fact that for the Lumberjacks, they are getting scoring from a few different sources. The scoring has been pretty balanced. Ryan Hopkins from the back end, leading the tournament for defensemen with 9 points. Woodworth has been incredible for the Lumberjacks. He's their captain, and it's an obvious reason why Luke Woodworth is their captain. 11 points to lead the team. He and Ryan Hopkins both have 4 goals. Kiefer Huskins has supplied 3 goals. Brennan Coleman has supplied 3 goals. Several other players have been involved in the scoring as well. Great balanced scoring from the Lumberjacks. But there's been balanced scoring on the Cougars side as well. You look at the Cougars, and yes, Reese Allen has led the way with 8 points with 4 goals. But then you go down the line, Brandon Clark with 3. Ryan McMullen with 3. Riley Seymour with a pair. Drew McIntyre with a pair. And also goals coming from other sources as well. So both of these teams, the balanced scoring has been a big part of their success. Second key to this game, as it has been through much of this tournament for both of these teams, for all of the teams really, is going to be special teams. You've got the number 1 power play in this tournament out there on the ice this morning. The South Shore Lumberjacks are clicking at an incredible 44.4% so far this weekend. 8 power play goals on 18 opportunities. 44.4%, the best power play efficiency in this tournament. Just slightly behind them are Excel Physio at 42.9. But the power play of the John L. Jim Cougars, certainly nothing to sneeze at. 30.8% efficiency. 4 goals on just 13 opportunities. Both of these penalty kills have had their struggles. For the Lumberjacks, they've given up 5 goals on 12 chances. Their power play at just 58.3%. That will need to be better here today if they want that bronze medal. The penalty kill of the Cougars, likewise, not the greatest kind of numbers. 62.5% efficiency, killing 10 of 16. They're going to need that number to improve if they want to take home the bronze medal in this morning's game. And the third key to this game is the ice itself. And for that, we need to give a huge shout out, a huge bravo and kudos to the staff here at the Pictou County Wellness Center. They have done an incredible job keeping this ice up to standard through the last 16 games of this tournament that have been played on this sheet of ice since Thursday morning. Throw into that, there was an incredibly fast, incredibly hard skating game for the Midget Girls Provincial Championship Tournament that was played on this sheet of ice yesterday during the downtime between the round robin and the semifinals. So you add that game into the mix, you've got not only the 16 games of this tournament, but that game as well. You've got 17 games that have been played on this sheet of ice since Thursday morning, and the ice quality is still very, very, very good. And so a huge kudos, a huge shout out has to be given to the ice crew here at the Pictou County Wellness Center. As I understand it, as I read the rules, the Cougars should be the home team in this game by virtue of being the higher seed, but they will be in their white jerseys, which has traditionally been the visiting team jersey so far in this tournament. Cougars in their whites with the red sleeves, the red and blue, or the blue with red trim on the numbers, and they will skate from right to left for periods 1 and 3. For the Lumberjacks, they will be in their blue jerseys with the red and white trim a la Columbus Blue Jacket style. They will be skating from left to right. Taking a look at the starters, we'll start with the South Shore Lumberjacks. In goal, it's Ian Porter. He comes in with a record of 0-2. Deserves probably a better fate than that 0-2 record, as he has been very solid in the net. A 4.50 goals against average and an .877 save percentage. At the other end of the ice, it's going to be Darian McInnes. His record 1-1. A similar 4.50 goals against average, a similar .888 save percentage. And we are ready to go. We are underway. And Huskins brings the puck into the Cougar zone and very quickly gets the first shot of the game. And the first save of the game goes to Darian McInnes. We should mention the rest of the starters. It's Ryan Hopkins and Barry, with Huskins, Woodworth, and Cook against Allen, with his usual line mates, that being Clark and McIntyre out there, and the defensive pairing to start this game of Jobs and LaFrenz. Puck dumped back into the Cape Breton zone. LaFrenz has it there. He'll play it up to Allen. A quick touch to get it back over towards the wall. And now the Cougars working to get it into the Lumberjack zone. Porter will settle it down there. Don't forget, join the conversation about this game by sending me tweets at PetterPC_sports. And we'll share your comments as the game goes on. Puck dumped in, wrapped around the boards, gets to the line. Soller not able to hold the line. He plays it back in. Now it's back out and down the ice into the Cape Breton zone. That'll be an icing with 1:05 left to go. Including tweets that have been sent from Excel Physiotherapy and Sport Performance Center. Of course, they are the title sponsor of the Excel Physio Bantam team who are playing in the gold medal game later today. They say they're looking forward to watching the game on the big screen. We look forward to being able to bring it to you, and we thank you for watching, whether it's on a big screen like Excel Physio or whether it's on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, however you're watching it, hooked up to your TV, whatever the case may be. We do appreciate having you along for the ride. Here comes McDermott. McDermott gets the shot away, but his shot was partially blocked there by Soller. Now McDermott takes a bump behind the net. The puck comes to Soller, and he will settle it down, play it off the wall, and down the length of the ice. That should be an icing against the Cougars. It will be with 1:39 gone here in the opening period. Have to send a shout out to one of the officials in this game in particular, as we've got a local linesman working this game, Monroe McKay, working on the lines. There's a chance and they score! The opening goal of the game, and it looks like it's Cook who's going to get that goal. Took a couple of whacks at that puck before he was able to get it past McInnes and into the net. McInnes did everything he could, but Darian McInnes not able to get the stops on the multiple whacks at that puck. And we await confirmation, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Cook getting the goal here at 1:42. There's a shot from Seymour. It is indeed Cook getting that goal. Woodworth with an assist. And that's actually the only assist on the goal. So Cook, third goal, 7th point of the tournament from Woodworth at 1:42, giving the Lumberjacks the early lead in this one. And we've seen it several times through the first 16 games of this tournament. The team that has scored first has gone on to win the vast majority of games. I haven't actually gone through every game sheet to get the exact stat, but I've got to say they've won at least close to 70% of the games. There's a shot that gets blocked in front. Not saying that this game is over by a long shot, because obviously with only a couple of minutes gone so far, the Cougars have plenty of chance to come back. I'm just saying the trend has been that for the most part, the team that has scored first has been pretty successful. Here's Seymour. Nice move by Seymour. Seymour still with the puck. Gets around Barry. Gets the shot away. And Porter with the big kick save to get that one steered aside. Now puck sent down the ice. Porter settles it down there for Barry. He'll play it around the wall for McDermott. McDermott plays it back to Ryan Hopkins out to center. Looking to get to it there was Marr, but he was beat to the puck by LaFrenz. Now Clark coming in. Has it knocked away from him by Zwicker and Marr will get it out to center. Marr, great battle there along the boards against Allen. Helps get the puck into the zone. Now Zwicker will come in and pick up. Tried to play it over to his backhand side, but pushed it a little bit too far. Now it's sent down the ice. It's going to go right on to Porter, and he'll cover up and hang on for a faceoff. As I was mentioning before that goal, one of the officials in this game is from here in Pictou County, Monroe McKay, working as a linesman in this game. One of 3 local officials who have been part of this tournament. Ryan McDonald, one of the referees, Bailey McKay, another linesman. The rest have been from all around the province, and I got to say, overall, it has been a pretty good job by our officials here in this tournament. But a special shout out to those Pictou County officials who are doing their part to help grow the game here locally. Those officials that we have out there on the ice in the major bantam, the major midget, the minor hockey systems. So important to help with the growth of the game. You can't have hockey if you don't have officials, and we know they take a lot of abuse sometimes, and we really do appreciate the work that they do. Christmas was waved out of the face-off circle, so coming in to take it is Hutchins. He wins it back to the line for Pattengale. His shot gets deflected up into the boards. Puck now played out to center ice. Hustling back to get it there is Pattengale. Plays it off the wall to get it around Huskins. It's all the way to Connors. He'll go across to Kyle Hopkins. Ahead for Woodworth. Woodworth brings it into the zone. Luke Woodworth has it knocked off his stick when Pattengale was there to separate. Now here comes Hutchins. Hutchins gets to Christmas. Christmas with a shot. And that steered aside by Porter. Christmas chases it down in the corner. Takes a bump from Cook. Puck comes loose now to the line. Shot taken there and steered over into the corner by Porter. Connors flips it into the air and down the ice. Not hard enough for an icing as Soller was close enough to it. He ended up waiting until it got below the goal line to touch it, however. Now played ahead there for McMullen. He sets it up. And here comes Christmas. He left it, and or that was Pattengale, rather. Now with it is Ryan Hopkins. Hopkins sends it ahead. Lamborn gets a piece of that puck, so it was not icing. Goes off the end boards after McInnes tried to slow it down. Now Brennan at the wall. Brennan sets it up. Lamborn gets tripped up there, falling over the stick of Seymour. Hopkins with the shot. And getting a piece of that one was McInnes to help send it wide. Now White will pick up, take it out from behind his net. White with the move. Gets it ahead. There's a shot, and it gets deflected up into the netting and out of play. On the board, up on the scoreboard there, they do have the Lumberjacks listed as the home team. It was my understanding that because Cape Breton was the third seed coming into the semifinals, and the Lumberjacks were the fourth seed coming into the semifinals, that Cape Breton would be the home team, but that is not the case on the scoreboard, so we got to go with what we see. The only real significant difference, obviously, is when it comes to trying to do some line matching, the home team getting that last change. Puck sent down the ice there by the Lumberjacks. That'll be an icing call. 5:37 gone here in period number one. And the only goal of the game at this point coming to Cook with the assist there to Woodworth back at the 1:42 mark. Another Cougar gets waved out of the face-off circle. This time it was Rotherham who was asked to step aside. Porter steers that one away, and now it's picked up by Zwicker. He'll get it ahead into the feet of Marr, and that allowed Rotherham to turn it back up the other way. Puck dumped in. Here's Porter settling it down again. Back to get it will be Talbot. Talbot gets his pocket picked by Seymour, but Seymour ends up getting run over by his line mate Rotherham. Now the puck left for McDermott. He gets a shot away, and McInnes maybe not quite as solid with that save as he was expecting to be. Tried to steer it over to the side, but the puck stayed right with him, and he ended up covering it up and hanging on for a face-off. I mentioned that these teams played each other in the round robin portion, a game that the Cougars won by a score of 5-1. I should point out, however, that in that game, it was Ian Porter who played that game, but it was Lucas Frazier, so the goaltending matchup not the same. Porter getting a second chance at the Cougars after he lost that first meeting, but for the Cape Breton, John Old Jim Cougars, different look between the pipes as opposed to that first meeting. Puck dumped down into the Lumberjack zone. That's going to be an icing call with 8:16 left to go here in the first period. The big offensive output of that game, that the Cougars beat the Lumberjacks by a score of 5-1. Drew McIntyre with a goal and 3 assists. Reese Allen with 2 goals and 1 assist were the offensive catalysts. The only goal for the Lumberjacks came off the stick of Brennan Coleman, one of his 3 goals here in this tournament. Played out to center. Barry back to get it. He'll play it over to Ryan Hopkins. Hopkins takes it behind the net. And it goes to play it up, but it's intercepted by Allen. Allen now back to Clark. His shot save made as Clark didn't get much of a follow through on that shot, but it was still on target. Good battle in front between Ryan Hopkins and McIntyre while the puck moves around the outside. Another save, another rebound. It ended up bouncing over the stick of Allen. Now the puck comes to the line again. Kicked in, and then nice play to keep it in as Cook was trying to clear the zone. Now here comes Woodworth. He will get it out. Coming in 1-on-2. Woodworth takes the shot. McInnes with the blocker save. And now getting the puck, Coleman out in front for Tanner. And there's a big save made by McInnes to keep this a 1-0 hockey game right now. McIntyre with a shot. That goes off a stick and bounces wide. Ford at his own blue line. 7 minutes to go in the first period. Ahead for Allen. Allen plays it in. Porter comes out of the net to slow it down, but it hops underneath his stick. Or rolls underneath his stick, I should say. How can it hop underneath something? That's geometry does not work for that. Here comes Hutchins. Hutchins will send the puck in. Bounces off the end boards. Talbot wraps it around to the line. Kept in there by Pettingale. Now the puck comes, or that was Ford rather at the far side. 22, not 24. Ford dumps it back in. Knocked down in front of the net there by Harlow. Now Brennan with it. He takes a bump right at the center line. Puck rolls to Tanner. He'll dump it in. Ford back to pick up. Rayfuse coming in on the forecheck. Rayfuse gets the turnover, and then Lamborn with the shot that rolls wide. Rutterham back to get it, gets it up to Hutchings. He can't get the puck past Zwicker. Sent around behind the net. Ford will wrap it around. Kyle Hopkins waiting for it there. Plays it down to Rayfuse. Rayfuse to Lamborn. His shot blocked. Another shot for Lamborn. That one also gets deflected wide. Now Ford plays it as far as the line. Kept in again by Hopkins as there's some good pressure here by the Lumberjacks on this shift. There's Lamborn with the shot. It gets deflected into the back wall. Puck comes to Connors. His shot, Zwicker with the deflection, but his deflection went a little too far to the outside of the far post. Zwicker picks up again on the near wall. As the pressure by the Lumberjacks continues, they're able to make changes while they keep the pressure on. Now finally, in order to alleviate that pressure, Hutchings will send the puck down the ice and get an icing so that they can have a line change. It's one of the things about this level, the bantam level, you can ice the puck and get a line change to try and get some fresh legs out there. But these players are going to have to adjust to that next season, as that will no longer be the case once you hit midget hockey, especially major midget. Shot taken right off of the draw. Another kick save made by McInnes. And now the Lumberjacks all the way back into their own zone. Barry goes to play it up the far side. That gets knocked down. Shot goes wide of the net. Picked up there by O'Neill. He'll take the shot. And the save made by Ian Porter. And he'll hang on for a face-off. 4:40 left to go here in period number 1. First of 2 games here on Championship Sunday at this Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Championship Tournament. This for the bronze medal. The gold medal game coming up at 1 this afternoon. Puck comes out of the corner all the way to Huskins. He gives to Ryan Hopkins, who then gets it to Cook. Cook tries to take a shot. That's blocked there by Pattengale. Now in behind the net. Soller going after it. Soller ends up coughing it up there to Woodworth momentarily, but then it gets to the line and out as Barry can't quite hold. Lumberjacks had to go out and touch up and then dump it back down into the corner. Picked up there by Soller. Across for Pattengale. Long lead pass goes off a glove and right on to Ian Porter, who settles it down. Played up to Coleman now at the left wing or right wing as they come out. Coleman cuts to the middle of the ice, takes the shot. It goes wide off the end boards. Brandon tried to pick up there, but it was knocked away from him. Dumped back in by Harlow. Now out it comes. McIntyre will pick up. Drew McIntyre carrying across. Tried to make the pass to Christmas. It was a little bit behind him. Christmas trying to get back. Now he gives Tanner a shot. That's going to get called, and I believe they're going to call that a headshot. They are indeed. Head contact, the penalty on Christmas. At 11:47 of period one, Christmas goes off for a double minor. So it will be power plays number 19 and 20 of the tournament for the top-ranked power play in this tournament. 44.4% efficiency for the Lumberjacks against a penalty kill that has killed off 62.5% of their shorthanded situations so far. Brennan to Woodworth. Woodworth coughs it up. Now we're going to get another penalty. A hooking call. And this one is going to go against the captain, Clark. This coming at 12:14, so it will be a full 2 minutes of 5-on-3 because the head contact penalty still has 3:33 left in it. So a full 2 minutes of 5-on-3 here for the Lumberjacks. Hopkins to Woodworth. Woodworth comes in, tries to go short side, and McInnes makes the save and hangs on. 1:46 left to go in the 5-on-3, 2:32 left to go in the first period. Draw one back to Kyle Hopkins, gives to his cousin Ryan. Ryan back to Kyle. Kyle doesn't get the one-timer away, instead waits and takes the wrist shot. Save made, and the puck goes up over the glass and out of play. Face-off will remain inside the Cape Breton John Ol' Jim Cougar zone. 1:34 left in the 5-on-3. Soller gets the puck off of the face-off, wraps it around the boards. Ryan Hopkins is there. Hopkins working against Pattengale. Pattengale doing everything he can to try and clear, but Hopkins keeps it in, gets it down to Woodworth. Woodworth, though, has it bounce away from him, and the Cougars are able to send it down the ice. Out of his net to play it is Porter. He gets it up to Huskins. Here comes Kiefer Huskins across the blue line to Kyle Hopkins. Kyle over to Ryan. Ryan down to Luke Woodworth. Woodworth again trying to go short side, and again McInnes shuts that door. 56 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Kyle Hopkins down to Cook. Back to Kyle. Over to Ryan. One-time shot. Big save. Woodworth tried to go across to Cook back door, but Cook couldn't get his stick on that puck. To the line. Kyle Hopkins keeps it in. 40 seconds left of the 5-on-3. Huskins across to Hopkins. Ryan skating it to the Weeks Major Midget logo to Kyle for the one-timer, and Soller gets a piece of that. We're into the second half of the double minor, but still 24 seconds left of the 5-on-3. Down low, out in front. Puck is still loose. It goes up into the netting. "17 seconds left in the 5-on-3. 1:50 left in the double minor. And 1:03 left to go here in the first period. Off of the draw, Marr gets to that puck, but he gets his stick tied up. Woodworth now working from the near side, back to Ryan. Over to Kyle, as the Hopkins cousins are still the two defensemen. First penalty has expired. It's a 5-on-4 out in front for Rayfuse. But the active sticks of the Cape Breton John Knoll Gym Cougar penalty killers able to get in the way yet again and send that puck over the glass and out of play. 1:29 left to go in the man advantage. 40 seconds left in the period, so the Cougars will get a chance to rest their penalty killers a little bit here before the entire penalty expires, unless, of course, the Lumberjacks score here in the next 26 seconds now. Here's Woodworth with it. Tries to go across, goes to Hopkins. In front, Marr. There's a shot from Rayfuse. He puts it over the crossbar as Rayfuse looked up to the sky, wondering how that one ended up over the net. Now here comes a shorthanded breakaway for Clark. Clark coming in alone. Clark, and a big save made by Porter as he gets the pad out. And that will do it for the first period. What a penalty kill by the Cougars. A full 2 minutes, shorthanded 5-on-3. The Lumberjacks, great puck movement all around the zone, getting shots away, doing everything that they could, but it wasn't enough to solve McInnes. And so it is still a 1-0 game. The only goal coming back at 1:42. That goal by Cook. The only marker that we've seen so far is Darian McInnes has stopped 10 of the 11 shots that he's faced, while over at the other end, Ian Porter has stopped all 7 that he has come across, including a glorious chance shorthanded by the captain of the Cougars, that being, of course, Brandon Clark. 47 seconds left in the man advantage for the Lumberjacks. Woodworth and Clark take the draw. Clark wins it back to his goaltender. And covering up for a faceoff there is McInnes. 42 seconds now left to go here in the penalty. And 14:55 left in the man advantage, in the period. Kyle Hopkins with the shot. Puck goes to Woodworth. Woodworth. Back to Kyle Hopkins. Over to Woodworth again. In front for Coleman. There's a shot and McInnes makes the save and hangs on for the face-off. 23 seconds left now in the man advantage for the South Shore Lumberjacks. And you got to figure that if they can finish off this kill, it would be a huge momentum boost for the Cougars. Puck sent down the ice. Porter will come out of his net to play it as Clark is coming in. He sends it behind the net. Clark gets to it first ahead of Hopkins. Now into the corner. Clark has it knocked away from him by Ryan Hopkins. Now Ryan gets it over to Woodworth. Here comes Luke Woodworth into the zone. Woodworth stops, plays it across. Puck knocked down in front, and Clark will pick up. We are back to 5-on-5. There's McIntyre with a shot, and Rayfuse makes the save and hangs on. So the South Shore Lumberjacks officially 0 for 3 with the man advantage so far. Can the Cougars build on that momentum from those big penalty kills and turn it into some offense here in period 2? Puck down into the corner, battling there. Comes loose. Seymour gets it, but it rolls off his backhand out to Rayfuse. He gets it out to center, but it's deflected away by Soller. Puck comes up to Rayfuse again. He slips and falls. Dumped back in there. Comes to O'Neill. O'Neill tried to play it through. It ends up now on the stick of Seymour. Down into the corner. Takes it behind the net. We're going to get a penalty. And they're going to call it against O'Neill for head contact. O'Neill's going to go for head contact. Couldn't see clearly. Wait, it is just a 2-minute variety of the head contact penalty. So this, the 4th power play of the game for the Lumberjacks. This one going to O'Neill. Waved out of the face-off circle is Allen, so coming in to take it is Seymour. Puck comes back to Ryan Hopkins. He'll go across near side for Woodworth. To Ryan Hopkins. There's a shot, goes off a couple of bodies and into the far corner. Cook. To Ryan Hopkins. Brannon right in front of McInnes. Across for Cook. There's a shot, he scores! And you knew that if you gave this Lumberjack power play too many chances, it would eventually click, and it does there at 2:07 of period 2. Cook with his 2nd goal of this game. Will Cook makes it 2-0 on the power play. Another assist to Woodworth, and I believe an assist as well will go to Ryan Hopkins. For Cook, his 2nd goal of the game, 4th goal of the tournament, and 8th point. As Woodworth gets his 13th point, that ties him for the tournament lead with one of the Gulls, Lucas Newcomb of the Gulls. As we get confirmation of Woodworth's assist. And indeed, Hopkins does get the 2nd assist. For Hopkins, that's his 10th point as he continues to lead all defensemen in scoring in this tournament. Here comes Marr with the puck now. Marr takes a shot. It goes off a stick and over wide. Then Marr gets a 2nd shot. That's steered aside by McInnes. Now played back down low by Connors. Coleman trying to get to it, but he can't before it's chipped ahead. And McMullen will come out, plays it around Kyle Hopkins. Porter comes out of his net. It rolls away from him, but all the way to Coleman, who plays it off the wall and ahead for Tanner. Here comes Tanner. Knocked off his stick, but following up on the play was Coleman. And the save made there by McInnes. With 3:24 gone here in period 2, and the score line favoring the Lumberjacks 2-0. Both goals, his 3rd and 4th of the tournament for Will Cook. Luke Woodworth with a pair of assists. Ryan Hopkins with an assist. For Woodworth, his 12th and 13th points of the tournament. Again, that ties him with Lucas Newcomb of the Gulls. Of course, Newcomb will be back on the ice later today at 1 o'clock for the gold medal game. That one goes wide. Talbot at the line, plays it down to Brennan. He sends it around Pattengale into the corner, but Pattengale gets to it first. Now Coleman with a backhand shot, and that's easily gloved down by McInnes. 3:47 gone here in period number 2. Lumberjacks lead by 2. Tanner tries to turn and fire. His stick was adjusted just enough by one of the Cape Breton defensemen. Now the Cougars with the puck. It's ahead to Allen. Allen dumps it in. Glove down there by Porter as he's auditioning for the Toronto Blue Jays center field job. Not really. I'm kidding, of course. I think Kevin Pillar's got that pretty much sewn up for this year anyway. A couple more years perhaps. Rutherham wins the draw, but not hard enough to get it all the way back to Ford. And Cook comes in and steals. Here comes Cook. Cook with a move. And the big save made there by McInnes. Cook plays it out to the front. And it's sent ahead by Ford up to O'Neill. O'Neill will dump it in. Off the end boards, Ryan Hopkins picks up. Circles to get away from the forecheck of O'Neill. Hopkins now gets it up to Woodworth. Woodworth to Cook on the left wing side. Back to Woodworth in front. Shot, save, rebound cleared away. And Seymour will play it off the glass and out to center. Ryan Hopkins dumps it in, comes out of the near corner right toward the front of the net. Ford is there to pick up. He'll play it up as far as the line. Hopkins knocks that one down. Shot doesn't get all the way through. Battle for it in front. And then it's played to the near wall. Up the wall for Barry. He sends it back in deep. It'll be picked up there by White. White will use the high ceiling here at the Pictou County Wellness Center to get that puck sent down the ice. Kyle Hopkins back to pick up. 5:20 gone. Long lead pass there from Hopkins to McDermott. McDermott trying to center it, but not able to get it onto anybody's stick. Now Hopkins with the shot from the point. Zwicker deflects, but again his deflection goes off target. Now McDermott into the corner. Trying to get it back out in front was Marr. Marr still with it. Marr takes the shot, save made. Comes back to Marr, he moves around, takes a couple more whacks at it. And McInnes finally corrals it for a face-off. 9:11 left to go here, period 2. Shots on goal right now favoring the Lumberjacks 21-8. Shots in this period already 10-1. And we've played just 5 minutes and 49 seconds. There's a shot from the point. That goes wide. To the line. Talbot can't hold. Now that gives Pattengale some time as the Jacks went out to touch up. Pattengale gets the pass ahead. Dumped in there by Hutchings. Played around to the near side. McMullen gets it. It comes back to the line for Soller. His pocket gets picked by Rayfuse, but Rayfuse can't get to it before Pattengale does. Pattengale sends it back down into the Lumberjack zone. Back to pick up there is Talbot. Talbot gets it ahead. Now it comes back to Harlow. Harlow will play it around to the near side. It comes all the way to Soller at the point. He sends it back down below the goal line. Brandon will get there first. Has body position on Christmas. Brandon plays it up the wall. Soller sends it back down. Now Talbot gets it and gets it out to center, but Soller plays it back in again. Hutchings couldn't touch it as he was offside. That'll give Harlow a chance to bring it up. Here comes Harlow. Nice move over to Lambourne, and he scores! Nathan Lambourne on a beautiful pass from Caden Harlow. Lambourne's second goal, third point of the tournament, and for Harlow, that's his first point. What a play, and give Caden Harlow a lot of the credit on that play. He brought the puck up the ice. He made the beautiful pass, putting it right on the stick of Nathan Lambourne, and Caden Harlow with a beautiful play helps give his team the 3-0 lead. With it now is McMullen. McMullen takes the shot, bounces through, gets to Porter, and he'll hang on. And Harlow does get the only assist on that one. And again, that gives Harlow his first point of the tournament. Now after the play, we had a little bit of a scuffle there, and Clark's going to get his second penalty of the tournament, or of this game rather. And so the power play of the Lumberjacks, which has been so effective in this tournament, is now 9 for 22 overall. We'll go to work yet again here at 7:19 of period number 2, and already with a 3-0 lead. Hopkins to Cook. Slashing was the call. There's Woodworth with a chance after Cook had a chance. Here's Woodworth cutting to the middle. Woodworth gives to Ryan Hopkins. Back to Woodworth. Down to Cook. Centered for Huskins. Huskins can't get a shot away, and the Cougars will play it. But it takes a Lumberjack bounce off of one of the stanchions and it stays in the zone. Woodworth to Ryan Hopkins. There's a shot that goes off the outside of the post. Now Cook to Huskins. Huskins with a shot, and he just misses. Far side as he was looking at it. Near side on your camera. Here's Woodworth. Takes a shot, save, rebound. And I think McInnes may have gotten a piece of that one off the rebound chance for Brandon. If so, that was a great save. If not, it just went wide on its own. Cook, back to the line, Hopkins. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Ryan Hopkins skates it to the circle, shot, another save. And now the Cougars will send it down the length of the ice. Porter settles it for Ryan Hopkins, getting away from the forecheck of Drew McIntyre. Hopkins to cousin Kyle Hopkins. Back to cousin Ryan. That's their new official names, cousin Ryan and cousin Kyle. Ryan Hopkins with it there. He'll bring it to the near side for Marr. Marr down the wall. Marr in behind the net. Gets it over to Woodworth. 1 second left. We're back to even strength. Kyle with the shot. Save made. Rebound there. Rayfuse has it roll just wide off his stick. Now Woodworth gets it taken away from him. And the Cougars get it out to center. 1 for 5 now on the power play for the Lumberjacks in this game. Rayfuse with a shot. That looked like it may have been going wide. Marr gets his stick in after the whistle. And the Cougars plead their case if our guy gets a slashing penalty for something like that, why doesn't their guy? They're not going to win that pleading, however, with 5:21 left to go here in period number 2. Waved out of the face-off circle there is Christmas. McMullen will come in to take it. The reason Christmas waved out is because McIntyre was taking his time to get onto his own side of the line there for that draw to take place. Puck sent down, played back out. Soller with it there. Now he'll dump it back in. Kyle Hopkins over to Connors. Those names only apply, by the way, when they're both on the ice. If Kyle and Ryan Hopkins are out there at the same time, as they are many times on the power play. Puck cleared down the length of the ice, and that will be an icing call against South Shore with 4:48 left to go here in period 2. Shots on goal right now. 3/4 of the shots that have been taken in this game have come off the sticks of guys wearing blue jerseys. 27-9 so far, the shots on goal in this game. Talbot plays it ahead. It goes down the ice. That'll be another icing call with 4:40 now left to go. Face-off will be to the right of the goaltender, Ian Porter. Sorry, you hear that song and you just can't help but stop and not talk so that it can play. Marr dumps it in right onto McInnes, and he'll hang on for a face-off. 4:30 left to go. Something about that Rogers guy, I tell ya. Just hearing that voice, you got to do what you got to do. All right. Along the near side wall, Zwicker will come out with it out front. And not able to get a shot away there was McDermott. Then McDermott takes Pattengale down. No penalty called again against the Lumberjacks there. Now there's a shot. Save made by Porter. Comes to LaFrenz. He takes a shot. That's blocked by Zwicker. Now Harlow will pick up to the line. LaFrenz holds it in momentarily, but now it comes out. Up to Harlow. He plays it back. And out it comes again. Here's Seymour. His shot. That goes just up over the crossbar. Comes all the way back to Seymour. He gets it in front for Christmas. That goes wide. Now to Seymour again. to the line. Teed up there by LaFrenz, but he puts it wide. Jobs now with the shot. That gets blocked by Huskins. Back to the line for LaFrenz. LaFrenz off the end boards. Picked up there by Hutchings. Now we're going to get a stoppage as the net gets knocked off of its moorings. And the referee's going to call that a penalty. I believe he's going to call Porter for a delay of game. That is what it appears at 11:43 of period 2. Porter is going to take a delay of game penalty for knocking his net off of its moorings. Porter trying to plead his case, but getting an explanation from the official that from his perspective, it looked like it was done on purpose. Huskins will serve the penalty. So the first power play of the game for the Cougars comes with 3:17 left in the second period. Their power play on the tournament, 4 of 13. That's 30.8% efficiency against a penalty kill that has struggled, giving up 5 goals and 12 chances. That's a 58.3% kill efficiency. Soller with it now with 20 seconds gone in the man advantage. Puck played to Clark. He gets it up. White gives to Allen. Allen has 2 blue jerseys right around him. Clark comes in to help, and the puck rolls back to White. White skates it ahead, takes the shot, save made, rebound there. Clark scores! A big power play goal there for the Cougar captain, Brandon Clark. For Clark, his 4th goal, 8th point of the tournament, coming on the power play. So the Cougars' power play strikes, pulling them back to within 2. Clark's 4th goal, 8th point. White should get an assist. There's a shot that goes just wide. And out of play. They give Allen an assist. I thought for sure White, who came in and took the initial shot, would get an assist as well. I'm giving him 1 on my sheet. We may see that get changed to add his assist later, but for Allen, that's his 9th point of this tournament. And for White, on my sheet, that's his 3rd point of the tournament. Like I say, we may see that get added later. Battle in front of the net, the puck. Now we got some battle happening between Brandon and Allen after the whistle. 2:07 left to go here, period 2. It's now a 3-1 game. And don't presume anything yet on this one, as the teams will get a chance to sit and rest and then come back out for 20 more minutes. Lots can happen in that 3rd period. We've had a lot of very interesting 3rd periods in this tournament so far. Here's Talbot. His shot gets blocked, and out to center it comes. O'Neill with that big block, tried to follow it up, but Talbot hustled back to get on that puck. Here's Huskins with it now. He'll get it into the zone. Huskins takes the shot. It goes just wide. Off the end boards, then hits the back of the net. Wrapped around, and we're going to get another penalty. This one for cross-checking, as the Cougars will have back-to-back power play chances. This one's going to be Huskins going off at 13-19 for the cross-check. So the second power play of the game for the Cougars. And if they don't score in this next minute and 41 seconds, 19 seconds of it will carry over into the 3rd period. But if they do score, they're within 1. There's a shot and a deflection by Seymour. Save made by Porter, and he'll hang on. 1:35 left in the period. As mentioned, if the Cougars don't score, the power play will carry over into the third for about 19 seconds. Ryan Hopkins now brings it out shorthanded. All the way down into the corner. Gets past Pattengale. Doesn't get past LaFrenz, however, as LaFrenz knocks it off of Hopkins' stick. And now LaFrenz will play it over to Pattengale at the far side. Pattengale goes to dump it in. Out of the net to settle it is Porter. Barry will wrap it around the wall, but LaFrenz gets there in time to hold the line. Looking to push the puck back to McMullen is O'Neill. We're into the final minute of period 2. It comes back to McMullen. He goes far side for Pattengale, who's got some room. Shot taken. And the save made there by Porter. As coming in looking for a deflection, I believe that was Seymour. Clark to take that draw against Brannon. Puck ends up coming to Ryan Hopkins. Hopkins goes to dump it in. It's right into the face of Soller. Certainly not trying to hit him in the face with the puck, but it did come up and catch him. 35 seconds left in the period. Battle in the Cougar zone while the Lumberjacks are shorthanded. Now Hopkins sends it back down low. White will go back, pick up behind his net. White brings it ahead. White gets the puck forward. Hopkins goes to clear it, but it goes off a leg right to Allen. Now to Clark, and a big save made there. 9.7 seconds left to go here in the period. And a big save there from Ian Porter, keeping this a 3-1 game. Back to McIntyre off of the draw, his shot, and then the puck is sent down the ice. That will do it for period number 2. Shots on goal in that period, 17 by the Lumberjacks for a 2-period total of 28. 8 by the Cougars for a 2-period total of 15. 3 goals in the period, 2 of them coming from the Lumberjacks. It was Cook with his second of the game on the power play. Then Lamborn, his second of the tournament. Assists on the Cook goal to Woodworth and Hopkins, Ryan Hopkins. Assist on the Lamborn goal to Harlow, his first point of the tournament. And then a power play goal scored by the Cougars. The captain, Brandon Clark, getting his 4th goal, 8th point, assisted by Allen. Unofficially, I've added an assist to White. And that's the scoring summary for period number 2. We're going to take a quick break, come right back with a special guest. It's 3-1 after 2 for the South Shore Lumberjacks. You're watching the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Provincial Championship Tournament here on 360 Live. Welcome back as we're in the second intermission of this bronze medal game between the South Shore Lumberjacks and the Cape Breton John Will Jim Cougars. But right now we're joined by a special guest, the captain of the host team at this tournament, the Warewell Bombers, Landon Sim. Landon, first off, congratulations to you and to your entire team on a great season and a great tournament.
Thank you, Mike.
It was a tough way to have that tournament end for you guys, obviously. Talk a little bit about the emotions you guys were going through as you were watching those games yesterday morning, knowing you still had a slim chance.
Just watching the games yesterday, we were just hoping, praying that the two top teams would lose, but didn't go our way, and just have to deal with it, I guess.
You guys had a great tournament. I mean, the fact that you played the Gulls to a tie is an accomplishment. The fact that you guys came back in a game you were trailing 3-1 going into the third and got that to a tie is an accomplishment. And then you also had a great win against one of the top teams in this province. A lot of things for these guys to be proud of.
Yeah, we beat and tied those teams. It felt really good, and just we knew we could have did really good making it to the playoff games, but just that one game was tough. It was a tough feeling.
Talk about the role of being the captain of this team, what it's like when you've got so many strong leaders. You're the guy wearing the C, but you're not carrying that load by yourself.
It's good because we have a lot of people that can help out. We don't have many first years, so that's good. We're a pretty mature team, and just a great year. We came together at the end, and it started feeling really good.
Talk a little bit about your plans for next year, where you hope to be, what you look forward to in your future in hockey.
Well, next year I think I'm going to play Major Midget here, hopefully, and then try to get drafted from there, and then I don't know where to go from there.
Having your dad as your coach, I've gone through that experience, although not nearly at this level. I did that when I was in Adam. I know what it's like having dad as coach. Talk about what it's been like for you, though, with dad being coach.
It's good. He loves the game. Like he loves it, and I take some heat sometimes, but it's just people being jealous. Yeah.
The difference between the relationship between him as coach and player and him as dad and son, how do you find keeping that balance?
Oh, well, he treats me the same as any kid at the rink. I tell him to do that too. Yeah.
Growing up around the game and I mean, like I say, your dad being an NHLer, you've experienced the game probably at a slightly different level than a lot of your teammates as well.
Yeah, I love going to the games, like junior A games. That's the highest level we have around here, and I love going to watch and just talking with my dad about players and how the game was played and stuff after.
Well, Landon, I have to say again, congratulations to you and to all of your teammates for a wonderful year, a wonderful tournament. You guys have so much to be proud of. You made this county and this region so proud of what you guys accomplished. Thanks again, and good luck in the rest of your hockey career.
Thank you.
That's Landon Sim, the captain of the Warewell Bombers. The Bombers finished the tournament 1-1-2, just barely missing out on the semifinals. Here in this bronze medal game, though, we have a 3-1 scoreline in favor of the South Shore Lumberjacks against the John Old Jim Cape Breton Cougars. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, get you ready for the third period in just a few moments. You are watching the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Championship Tournament here on 360 Live. Good morning. Welcome back to game number 17 here at the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Championship Tournament, the bronze medal game. Right now, the South Shore Lumberjacks 20 minutes away from possibly earning that hardware, the bronze medal. But the Cape Breton John L. Jim Cougars will still have something to say about that, as they trail by just 2 going into this third and final period. The big story of this game so far in my mind is the performance of the Lumberjack power play, 1 for 5. The performance of the Cape Breton John L. Jim Cougar power play, 1 for 2. Or actually 1 for 1 with 19 seconds left in that second power play as we move into the third period. Another big story of this game right now, the goaltending performance of McInnes, Darian McInnes, 25 saves so far on 28 shots. If not for McInnes, it's a much bigger margin than just 3-1. Porter, 14 saves on 15 shots. Don't want to take anything away from him, but it has certainly been a bit of an easier ride for him to this point. Don't forget, after this game, we have a little bit of a break, and then we get you ready for the final game of the tournament. The big one for all the marbles between a couple of metro area based teams, the Excel Physio and the Gulls. But first, we've got some bronze medal hardware to hand out 20 minutes from now as the puck is sent down the ice with the Lumberjacks still on that penalty kill. White goes back to get it, just 2 seconds left in the penalty. That will do it, and the Cougars are now 1 for 2 with the man advantage. Clark with the puck. Coughs it up and it's sent back down into the Cougar zone. White will go back. Gives to Soller. Soller coughs it up and it's now with Barry. Barry with the shot. And the save made by McInnes, his 26th save on 29 shots. And you always talk about that 900 save percentage being that magic number. McInnes right now 1 save away from getting to that 900 number here in this game. Puck comes back to the line. That shot blocked in front by Soller. He steers it to the wall. Picked up by Brandon. There's that 27th save on 30 shots, making it a 900 percentage in this game. Here comes McMullen down the ice now. He can't get past Hopkins. Hopkins will play it all the way around the boards to the line at the far side. Kept in there by Pattengale. Coleman now takes a couple bumps from Christmas, but gets the puck ahead to Brandon. He'll get it out to center ice. Pattengale back to get it. He'll get to it well before the goal line, so icing, of course, gets waved off. Now Pattengale trying to get away from the forecheck of Tanner. Plays it back to Soller. Soller back to Pattengale again. Working his way up the far wing. Now cuts more to the middle. Now comes to the near left wing side. But in an offside position was one of the forwards. That was Christmas. And got to give a shout out to Nova Sounds, who've been doing the music here all weekend long and have been doing a great job. There's a shot. Up until that last stoppage in play, when he started playing My Nemesis music, as someone with a granddaughter who's still just 3, I hear that song way too often. Seymour wins the draw back to White. White's shot ends up hitting O'Neill in front, and that will allow Harlow to get it out as he fed it ahead to Marr. Marr with the shot. Save made. Rebound cleared into the corner, now down below the goal line. Zwicker. Battle continues. Here's White with it now. He'll work it up. White gets it finally to the line and out. Great effort there by White to battle and battle and battle until he got that puck all the way out. Working back. Now is Marr again. He gets it stripped from him there by Hutching, or by Seymour. Now here coming in with it again is McIntyre. McIntyre throws it towards the front of the net. And another save made there as Clark gets into a little bit of a shove with Harlow. And I don't like being critical of players at this age as they're still very much developing their game. But one thing I would really like to see from Clark is a little bit more control on that aggression. He certainly got that mean streak to him, but I'd love to see him just fine-tune that a little bit and understand a little bit more about the timing of when to put that aggression into use. There's McIntyre with a shot. Puck comes to Clark. He can't get it as Cook was there. Now it's Woodworth back to Cook. Cook coming in down the left wing. Cook has the puck go off the side of the net. LaFrenz will pick up there with just about 3.5 minutes gone here in period number 3. Kyle Hopkins plays it around the boards to the near side. Lamborn and Brannon both in there. Clark trying to clear it with help from Jobs. Now it comes to Rayfuse, his shot. And there's a situation where I got no problem with Clark doing something like that. A stick got in a little bit too close to his goalie, and he came over and made sure that that guy knew that that was not appreciated. It's some of the other times that we've seen Clark get a little bit too aggressive at inopportune moments that I'd like to see him just fine-tune that. That's the one area of his game so far that I've seen this weekend that I'd like to see him fine-tune. And again, I don't enjoy making negative comments about players at this age, but I feel like it's one of those important things that needs to be said. Christmas gets it out to center ice. Back to get it Connors. He'll wrap it around the boards to the near side. Soller at the line. Goes to cut it towards the center of the ice, but it ends up going to Brannon. His pass intended for Lamborn off target. And that will be with 4:28 gone here in period number 3. And that scoreline of 3-1 as it has been since the power play goal by Cape Breton in the late stages of period 2. Soller and McDermott go into the corner. Also in there was Zwicker and Christmas. Now in behind the net. Pass ahead intended for Christmas, off target. Harlow got close enough to the puck that icing got waved off. Now Harlow's pass for McDermott, too far in front of him, and that will be an icing against the Lumberjacks. We've passed that magic 5-minute mark of period 3, and the scoreline remains 3-1. We've talked about it so often throughout the course of this tournament in these games, how the first 5 minutes of the third period have been so telling in so many of the games. And there's Woodworth with a goal coming at 5:09. Not within that 5-minute window, but pretty close. Woodworth takes the tournament lead for points with his 5th goal, 14th point of the tournament. Of course, the guy he just took the lead from Newcomb, has his chance to take it back later today in the gold medal game against Excel Physio. But for right now, Woodworth has the most points in this tournament with his 14th point on his 5th goal. There's another shot and a save made by McInnes. As we get confirmation of Woodworth's goal, Ryan Hopkins gets his 11th point, and Cook gets his 9th point. Ryan Hopkins, 11 points, definitely a big lead on all other defensemen. And here is the tournament's leading defenseman scorer with another shot. That doesn't get through the traffic, and out comes Seymour. A 3-goal margin now. Seymour with the shot off the stick of Hopkins, up over the glass, and out of play. 5:48 gone here in period number 3. That goal coming at 5:09. Not within that magic 5 minutes of the third period window that we talked about, but close enough to it that it is still statistically significant. Back to the line for Jobs. Jobs tried to get it down to Allen. That's broken up, and Woodworth gets it to Cook. Back to Woodworth. Woodworth to Cook, but it hops off just above the blade of his stick, and so it went wide. Now Cook behind the net, tried to get it in front. That's broken up by Jobs. He'll get it up to Allen. Pass a little too far in front of McIntyre, and Kyle Hopkins will send it back up the other way. Cook gives his man a bump behind the net. Huskins comes out to get it. Plays it back to the line for Kyle Hopkins. Down low to Cook again. Cook to the line for Connors. He goes D to D for Kyle. Kyle Hopkins kept it in, but he kicked it right to McIntyre. Now McIntyre with a shot, save made, and Connors will clear it out of danger. Around the boards to the line, Jobs. Kicked back to the wall by Connors. And Connors will get it ahead for Marr. Marr has it poked off his stick, and now settling it down is Allen. Allen. Just over 7 minutes gone here in the third period. Allen fans on his dump-in attempt. Now Clark has to wait for Allen to get onside. He dumps it in, and it comes all the way back off the end boards to Marr near his own blue line. Very active boards here at the Pictou County Wellness Center. There's a shot taken by Marr, and it's easily steered aside. McIntyre now. McIntyre through center. Loses control of the puck, and Zwicker will bring it back the other way. Gage Zwicker with the shot. Kicked aside, comes to Rayfuse. Rayfuse puts it towards the front of the net. That's knocked down there by Soller. Now pass in front, intended for Lamborn, broken up by Clark. Plays it around the wall, kept in there by Talbot. He sends it down the boards, but it's turned back over, and now out comes Allen taking the pass. Off the end boards, right to Clark, but his stick was tied up, couldn't get a good shot away. Nice play there by Talbot to tie up the stick of Clark, not allowing him to get a good shot away there. Soller sends it down low. McIntyre tries to get it in front. That's broken up there by Brennan. Brennan takes a big hit as he gets the puck forward, and now out comes Rayfuse. Rayfuse rubbed off the puck by Clark. It rolls down to Pattengale as we approach 9 minutes gone here in the third period. Pattengale trying to get around Woodworth. Gets bumped off the puck. Cook plays it around to the near side. Clark now sending it back to the far side, and Pattengale slow to get to his feet here after he took that check from Cook. I didn't see what exactly happened with Pattengale on that hit. It certainly looked innocent enough, but he's slow to get up, and Obviously, you'd hate to see any player get injured at any time, but especially when you consider this is, I believe for him, his last game of Bantam. I'm pretty sure he's a second-year Bantam. And so up he gets, and speaking of last game of Bantam, it is the case probably for many of these players, like the Warewell Bombers that we talked about before, how so many of them were second-year Bantams, a lot of them going to midget next year. There's a dump in that ends up going right on to McInnes. So for a lot of these guys, this is the end of this stage of their careers. They will continue playing, obviously. They'll go on to midget. But for a lot of them, this is it for play in this league and at this level. Ahead and now back out and now back in again as we play a little bit of tennis across the blue line. Now out it comes. And there's McMullen trying to get around Barry, but the puck had to roll just a little bit too far in front of him as he made that last move. Now Woodworth coming the other way. Woodworth sends it behind the net. Huskins there trying to jam it back in short side as he tried the wraparound. Now Huskins trips up his man, and that will be a penalty against the Lumberjacks. Huskins trying to argue his case. And no disrespect to Kiefer Huskins, but he doesn't have a case on that one. Very clearly, his stick got into the feet of the Cougar defender, and down went that Cougar defender. So at 9:59 of the third period, a penalty to Huskins for tripping and a third power play of the day for the Cape Breton John Old Jim Cougars. Down into the corner. Allen. Back to the line. Near side for White. White tried to send it down. That was broken up by Zwicker and sent down the length of the ice. Now we're going to get a cross-checking penalty against Clark. And that will negate the power play. And for Clark, that's his third penalty of this game. And like I said, that's, the one element of his game that I would like to see him work on a little bit is channeling or harnessing that aggression for a little bit better timing. So we're going to be 4-on-4 here for another minute 17, and then it will be a brief power play for the Lumberjacks. It'll be their sixth power play of the game. But there's a goal, 4-on-4 by Allen, and it's now 4-2 with 9:11 left to go here in the third period. A big goal there for Allen. Reese Allen getting his fifth goal, 10th point of the tournament. That one coming 4-on-4. A big one there for Allen, making it 4-2 with 9:11 left to go. As the Northern Subway Selects getting their warm-ups in behind us and responding to the song that's playing at the same time. Good for a bit of a chuckle there. As play is back underway here, we're still 4-on-4 for another minute 7. Puck dumped right in onto McInnes. Pattengale setting that aside. As mentioned, the Selects, they're playing in their provincial championship playoff series for female major midget, let's call it. And here's McIntyre coming in. Game 2 of that series going in about an hour over on the other sheet of ice in this building. The Selects lead 1-0. Soller with an assist. Pattengale with an assist as well. For Soller, that's his first point of the tournament. So Van Soller gets on the board for the first time. Pattengale, his second point. Now here's McIntyre with the puck. And again, that goal coming 4-on-4. 17 seconds left in the 4-on-4 still. And the puck iced by the Cougars here. But now just a 2-goal game with 11:44 gone here in the third period. Christmas gets waved out of the face-off circle on the draw against Brannon. Coming in to take it instead is Seymour. Puck comes to the line. Going down was Harlow, and that allows the Cougars to get it out to center. Back with it now is Talbot. He'll bring it all the way up and into the zone. We're back to 5-on-5. We're on to the Lumberjack power play now as the Jacks player came out of the penalty box. Just 17 seconds left in that power play for South Shore. And it's dumped down the ice. Coming out of the net to play it there was Porter. He sets it up for Talbot, who got it as far as the Cape Breton blue line. Now we're back to 5-on-5, and here comes Clark. Clark had the puck knocked off his stick for just a second there by Huskins. Now the puck comes to White. White in front for Soller. Clark following up, and he puts that just wide. Into the corner. Seymour out in front. Rolls all the way to the near side wall. 7 minutes left to go. Coming out is Huskins. Huskins tees it up right on to the goaltender McInnes, and he'll hang on for a save. 6:59 left in this bronze medal game. Lumberjacks 4, Cougars 2. Face off to the right of goaltender McInnes. Puck goes in behind the net, out in front. Fanning on the shot is Cook. Cook with 3 points already here this morning. Plays it down into the corner for Woodworth. He's also got 3 points today. There's a shot. And another big save there by McInnes. As Darian McInnes, 37 saves on 40 shots here in this game so far today. McInnes doing everything you could ask of him. Can his offense in front of him get them back in? 2 goals down, 6.5 to go. Huskins at center ice. Brings the puck in across the line. Cook nearly ended up offside, but just able to hold the line. Now it's dumped in. Comes to the near side, Brannon. Gets it to Lamborn. Lamborn with a shot, another save. That one's cleared into the corner. Rayfuse now back to the line for Barry. Barry sends it forward. That's blocked in front. Now Brannon trying to get it down into the corner. Pattengale played it back up the wall, but Rayfuse there. Lamborn with a chance. Now it comes to Barry. He takes a shot. That's blocked by McMullen. And the puck goes to Pattengale in the corner. Back to the line now. Kyle Hopkins down into the corner, in behind the net. Pattengale winning the race to that puck, but he's met immediately by Lamborn. Around to the far side and out. Kyle Hopkins, he'll dump it right back in again, right on to the goaltender McInnes. Pattengale there waiting. Now he'll send it ahead. It will go just wide of the net, so that'll be an icing against the Cougars. 5:29 left to go in this bronze medal game. South Shore Lumberjacks lead the Cape Breton Journal Gym Cougars 4-2. Woodworth in for the draw for the Lumberjacks against Clark. The two captains squaring off. Puck ends up coming to Cook. Cook cutting to the middle. Can't get a shot on. Puck is loose in front. They're trying to get control of it. Finally, it's going to come all the way to the line. Allen helps get it out. Puck comes to Allen. He can't find it in his feet. Now it's down into the Lumberjacks zone. Connors wraps it all the way around to the far side. Now here's Woodworth. Woodworth dumps it in, comes off the end boards. trying to settle it there. LaFrenz, he takes a bump from Cook. Picking up is Jobs. Jobs off the wall and out to center. Kyle Hopkins plays it back as far as the Cape Breton line. Jobs now plays it back across the South Shore line. It goes onto the net. Porter will settle that down for Connors. Ahead for Coleman. He gets it to the line, not out. Puck now to Harlow. He'll get it ahead, and out comes Zwicker. Zwicker working down the left wing side, takes the shot. McInnes with the save. Rebound goes to Zwicker, but he overskates it. Now back to the far wall, to the line and out over the head of Talbot, but Harlow following up. Gets it up to Zwicker. Zwicker trying to play it up to Coleman. It goes off a body, ends up coming to Brannon instead. Brannon's shot gets blocked by Ford down into the corner. Coleman in the corner as well. He takes a bump. Puck comes out to the center of the ice, picked up there by the Cougars. Here's Allen with it now. 3:51 left to go. Shot taken. That goes wide. Puck comes all the way up towards White, but Coleman able to chip it past him. Ford now. He's got McIntyre at the far side. Up to White. He gives for Clark. Clark bumped off the puck by Ryan Hopkins, and Hopkins will turn it back up the other way. 3:25 to go. Here comes Hopkins into the Cougar zone. Knocked off his stick, goes right to McIntyre. Drew McIntyre flips it ahead. Hustling to get to it there is Barry, just ahead of Allen. Over to Ryan Hopkins, he springs Woodworth. Here comes Woodworth. He's got Cook and Huskins with him. To Cook, to Huskins, the shot, the save by McInnes. 43 saves for Darian McInnes here this morning. Someone buy him some extra bacon with whatever he has for breakfast later after this game, or second breakfast, I should say, as I'm sure they had a very good meal early this morning before this 10 o'clock start to this game. Actually, we're pretty much to lunchtime now, so. But get him whatever he wants for his next meal. He's earned it. Wrapped around to the far side. The two number 24s, Coleman and Pattengale, go into the wall. Also in there, a couple of other players, including Rutherham. Now in behind the net, Pattengale will come out with it. Pattengale plays it back to the wall. O'Neill collides with Brennan, coming in to help out Rutherham. Also in there is Soller. Soller ends up taking his man down. Rutherham gets to the puck. Rutherham gets it ahead now to O'Neill. O'Neill around Barry, up the wall to Seymour. Seymour loses control of the puck as he tries to cut to the middle. Barry plays it up the wall. O'Neill is there. His shot gets blocked by Woodworth. Now to the line. 2:06 left to go in a 2-goal game. Cougars with control in the offensive zone. They trail by 2 with 2 minutes left, but they cough up the puck and Ryan Hopkins comes out. Here's Zwicker to Woodworth. Woodworth tried to get it to Hopkins. It comes back to Woodworth. He scores! Luke Woodworth, his 4th point of the day, his 2nd goal of this period, and that goal may be enough to clinch the bronze medal for the South Shore Lumberjacks. It's now 5-2. Woodworth's 15th point in 6 games here in this tournament. Puck goes off a stick and up over the glass and out of play. 1:46 left to go. And you got to figure that the South Shore Mustangs of the Nova Scotia Major Midget Hockey League have to be chomping at the bit to get Woodworth into their lineup next season, if that is what is in his plans. Woodworth 15 points now in 6 games, 4 points today. Hopkins and Zwicker with the assists. Hopkins now 12 points in 6 games for him as a blue liner. And you got to figure the Mustangs looking at him with heavy anticipation in their plans for next season. 1:18 left to go here in the third period. And you can't help but feel for Darian McInnes. He's made 43 saves this morning. Not sure what else you could ask of Darian McInnes than 43 saves in a game. Puck played out to center, 70 seconds left to go. LaFrenz circles. His pass a little bit off target for Jobs. Now Marr sends it back into the zone. We're into the final minute. Picked up by Allen. Allen up the wall. Marr there to intercept. Sends it back in. 48 seconds left to go. Out from behind his net. Soller to Allen as the chant of Go Jacks Go ringing out from section S6 over on the far side. Puck in around the boards. 30 seconds left. Marr with it there. He takes a bump. Ahead for Allen, or for Clark rather. Clark has it knocked off his stick. Jobs following up. Jobs drops it off. There's McIntyre with a shot. Another save made by Porter. Down into the corner. Sent behind the net. Allen comes up in front. Just 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the Lumberjacks are your provincial bronze medalists for 2019 at the major bantam level. Congratulations to the Lumberjacks. Congratulations to the Cougars on a great tournament. Not the outcome they were looking for, obviously, but again, if you go back 3 weeks ago, you go back to the beginning of this month, and you say, hey Cougars, you're the 9th seed. You're taking on the 4th seeded Truro Bearcats. You're going to lose game 1 of that series, but you're still going to be playing for a provincial bronze medal. I think they would have said, yeah, okay, we'll take that. That is where they came from, where they got to. Plenty to be proud of for the John L. Jim Cougars over this past month, over the course of this entire season. As we'll have the handshakes and then the presentation of the players of the game, and I believe the presentation of the bronze medals as well. And then we'll get a bit of a break before we get to the gold medal game, but we will stick around for this presentation of the bronze medals. I won't say quite as much as I'll let the pictures tell those stories. Darian McInnes, 43 saves on 48 shots, player of the game. In my mind, that was a no-brainer decision. No disrespect to any other player, but he was head and shoulders the best player for them. Luke Woodworth, 4 points in this game. 15 points now on this tournament. As we get the presentation of those bronze medals, starting with Joe Hocko. Hocko didn't play in this one, but had a very good 2-1 record, a 4.33 goals against average, and 840 save percentage. Porter finishes with a 1-2 record, winning the bronze medal game, a goals against average of 3.67. Raythews had a very good tournament, only ended up with 1 point, but did a great job out there on the ice. Barry, a solid stay-at-home defenseman. Very good on the defensive side of the puck. Ryan Hopkins, what can you say about this guy? I said I wasn't going to talk very much, but I sort of feel like I should share my thoughts on each of these guys. Connors, Mackenzie Connors, Keegan McDermott, solid winger. Will Cook, what can you say about Will Cook? 9 points in 6 games. If not for Woodworth, he is the offensive leader on this team. And there is Luke Woodworth. 15 points in this tournament. Harlow, another good stay-at-home defenseman. Very good defensive core on this Lumberjack team, I have to say. Talbot, another solid stay-at-home defenseman, smart with the puck. Sam Tanner doesn't get as many minutes as some of the other players on this team, but when he's out there, he plays the right way. Kiefer Huskins, 3 goals in the tournament. Coleman, he had 3 goals in this tournament as well. Another one of those guys who every shift does something important. Marr had a goal in the tournament. He had a great... Kyle Hopkins, cousin Kyle. Gage Zwicker, 3 assists, including 1 here today. Lamborn, who had a goal today, 3 points in this tournament. Another one of those guys, maybe not the biggest on the team, but plays much bigger than he is. And Ethan Brannon, always doing something positive. And of course, Sean Woodworth, Jeremy Kinney, Adam Masland, and Keegan Watt, the coaching staff, the trainer Donna Coleman. Congratulations to all of the 2019 bronze medal winning South Shore Lumberjacks. Again to the Cougars, plenty to be proud of. You guys played your hearts out. As the coaches and the rest of the staff getting their medals right now, I'm now going to stop talking, except to say we'll see you again at 1 o'clock for the gold medal game. As the trainer, Donna Coleman, making her way across the ice to get her medal. We'll say on behalf of my awesome cameraman and technical guru, Neil, this is Michael Petter saying, may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. We'll be back with you, getting ready for the 1 o'clock gold medal game. Excel Physio versus the Gulls. But for right now, congratulations to the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Provincial bronze medalists, the South Shore Lumberjacks. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with you in just a little bit.